Hi everyone, this is Sunday Reiki member class. Today is October 5th, 2025. All right, so let's do the quick recap. I don't know anybody was able to listen the recording. Slideshow, here you go. Everybody could see the slide? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we've been covering me, myself, and an I. It could go many direction, but I like to focus on more macro level, something that useful and then hopefully relevant in one way or the other to all of you. And please feel free to stop and or add your experience. So before we go through the topic, let us anchor ourselves energetically. Ready? Inhale and exhale down. Feel the opening of a tailbone all the way down to the core of the earth. Cleanse and reclaiming your space. Inhale back up. Feel the Mother Earth, the planet Mother Earth. And exhale. Feel your heart chakra expanding. Now inhale slowly and exhale out. You could either do the vortex movement clockwise or anti-clockwise depending on your need. I do both. So when you exhale through the core of your heart chakra, clockwise, you expand your personal energy field, you claiming your space, cleansing, and not bringing in any harmful or negative or unharmonized energy. If you go counterclockwise spin, you are scanning and sensing, right? And both has different purpose, but all right. So inhale again, exhale. Just simply relax and expansion, the feeling. We just we're talking earlier. Those turtle and alligator come out on the stone on a lazy afternoon, basking the sun. That is kind of a feeling. Okay, so that is the alpha state. The maximum optimizing our healing power, expansion of dreamy mind, openness, the opposite energy to the fear and compassion. So just kind of release and then expand yourself. Feel the energy of unconditional love, which is all around us within. Inhale, exhale, slowly opening your eye and feel your third eye opening, kind of nurtured. All right. So the last session we cover the following, but I'm just gonna touch upon. We started with incarnation, reincarnation, life review, and even the consciousness trap, and all those words, concept, idea, or your own experience, kind of it really kind of trigger points or the stepping stone for the expansion of your consciousness. Now, the one on the right is kind of infinite loop, so to say, of what we perceive life here on earth, right? The birth, death, and rebirth, the cycle. Now that we also talk about the fluidity of consciousness through and between or whatever, right? The more of the spirit or soul or the consciousness, basically more fluid things other than the kind of linear thinking of compartmentalized things. And it's kind of like my favorite scene is some of them are the Doctor Strange movie, so that's kind of cool. Um, More recently, I don't know, maybe not recent, but recent to me, this is something I started watching Undone. That's kind of cute, yeah, kind of a show of the basically how fluid, time and space, but still in one lifetime vector, but still, they seem to be, she was able to go back and forth in it, the kind of sliding back and forth, going forward or backward or something, so that's the kind of the show. Um, and then a little bit disturbing, but well done, I think. Severance. I'm sorry, you can't see it. Has anybody saw this series? I think it's an Apple TV.
I must have overlooked it, given the fact that there's so much content on screen on streaming. But I could give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did like one of those, well, I don't know why it doesn't show. It's okay. Like free trial and I had to binge watch. But the reason I I thought it's kind of interesting because I start feeling like that, like there's like a fragmentation of consciousness, and more massively. Um, it's kind of scary to. Oh, sorry. Man, no. It's a little bit spooky, scary, but I kind of start feeling this way, and then of course somebody making it right. But I think this is a little bit more opposite way than this class. It's a fragmentation of consciousness within. It's already kind of fragmented. You don't want to further fragment yourself, but that's exactly what this show was, and different paths and the effect to the individual and then surrounding life, whatever. But I thought it's kind of fascinating, not fascinating, but it's kind of well captured. And I also kind of was shocked that it's a Ben Stiller, right? Is that the same one, right? I mean, I was shocked. He's the one that directed. Um,
Yeah, he's usually well, he's more into comedy, you know.
right? So
Yeah, I
this is
mean,
a quite serious show. So I was like, what?
He did do Walter Mitty, though, that explored some.
Oh, that's
oh yeah. Well, I think that yeah, sometimes comedians do tend to have at least one serious work. Sometimes to try to break the mold of comedy, which I actually admire. And Walter Mitty was like originally a written story, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, how he kind of like phases out of his everyday mundane existence in order to try to strive for a life of adventure that has greater meaning.
mm-hmm.
And and that is something which I'm into, you know. I trying I'm with this group, I've been going through a transcendental meditation to try to find pursue a course which reflects a desire to try to break the boundaries down that keep us from reaching certain goals or objectives or regions or planes of existence that we find it hard in our flesh and blood existence to obtain.
Yeah, well said. You articulate very well. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you for
And,
that.
and to
I
that point
think
about comedians, Jeffrey, Bill Murray would only, do the Ghostbusters if they'd let him do The Razor's Edge, the M. Somerset Maugham book.
yeah,
Wow, that's very specialized. So you guys
yeah.
know the back end of the story of the film, so it must be,
Well,
add more
well,
dimension to
well,
enjoy.
we're just trying to add more meat to the context of the topic.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
appreciate that. No, it's a fun. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, Mel Brooks produced The Elephant Man. That too is that too also deals with spiritual, spirituality. You know, overcoming all ugliness in the world.
Yeah. It's hard.
Something that director David Lynch returned to in Blue Velvet.
Yeah. I just have to wonder sometime why. But yeah, I don't get those some of those things, but yeah, it's very courageous. Oh, I didn't mean to. Sorry. I don't
No,
know.
no, no, it's okay.
You want to watch this or you already watch?
No, I think we can play the scene. It's my favorite Marvel movie.
Only ticketing to me about healing through belief.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole, and you've spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more. And now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility.
No, I reject it because I do not believe fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more. It's just another tiny, momentary speck within an indifferent universe.
You think too little of yourself.
Oh, you think you see through me, do you? Well, you don't. But I see through you.
Pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
So I thought it's a funny because I think he was more surprised with his
Yeah,
hands than just out of the body. But there's another scene, right? He goes out and then travels through the time in different dimension, and that's kind of
yeah. That's why I always liked the thing that he could like that he had to break free, that he had to break out of his mold. He had
yeah.
to go through his astral form, and he had to go into different alternate realities to see the different outcomes of a battle or people or a person's life or that sort of thing. It kind of reminded me of another show, kind of that actually took place before this movie came out, called Quantum Leap,
Oh
about
yes.
a person about a person played by what was his name, Scott Bakula, who had to leap into a person's body in order to in order to change and affect the outcome of what would happen, usually to prevent it from going from worse to better.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I always liked that because the fact of the matter is I've always felt like I've always wanted to break free from out of my own skin, just tear myself out and start flying
Uh-huh.
to as much to different realms, different regions, to different places because I am a very curious, very insatiable being
Yeah.
of with a life force that needs experience to grow, to thrive.
Right, right. Yeah. So yeah, be careful what you wish for, but I do get it. So yeah, well, welcome. You're in a right place. So basically, that what we are doing here, what I'm hoping that what I'm try to bring, bring all of us to the awakening and the expansive state, that going back to the who we were, which is the multidimensional self or divine self, and the being in the state of existence of closer to the God source or eternal living consciousness flow. Um, but it's a mouthful, but basically we are here, we are in a 3D world. And then as our consciousness expand and our more and more we're able to hold a higher frequency, and our physical body is basically be able to how do more correspond to that level. So less dense, more that energy. So meaning that there's an in-between form, and less and less carbon base and more the different base, the biology, and then the more you can adapt to be able to hold in higher dimension different places, you'll be able to explore and expand. It's almost like not so much on astral traveling. Astral traveling, you actually move the whole much of the whole consciousness going to that dimension, and you leave the body behind, which you can do too long because your body start to complain, but this is more like a stretching outwards, so you are becoming more awe, so you're still here fully, and then you are somewhere else more and more fully. So it's really different concept, very different concept from the severance, right? That's become opposite direction. You're fragmenting even more. So that's like opposite direction, artificially induced opposite direction, which is actually some people are experimenting. It's kind of scary with AI. But nevertheless, this is the kind of we are going forward, expanding, the wings, so to say, and shifting from this, the infinite loop of incarnation, reincarnation loop, which is slowly getting smaller and smaller eventually, and less and less people are awake and less and conscious. So we are now definitely talking about this type of topic, more living through the control of fear and within a system, and mindless kind of, they become more and more of that direction. That's a 3D asleep state. All right. So, I mean, yeah, I don't need to say too much more to this group. So the whole thing about you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean. So you are the ocean in a drop, and it's very well said. So it is the first, we are the ocean, the larger collective consciousness of, there's a no start, no end. It is some state of being of great consciousness. It's just not something you could quantify. And then to enjoy this kind of, it is in a sense artificial, but made by God, the playground, we have to kind of everybody become kind of the drop, right? So they could experience and oh, you, Jeffrey and Dan, and, otherwise we're all in the same path. So not have those interaction, but that's why we're gonna kind of have animated experience. But you're not the spec to begin with, So, are we good so far? Oh, also we cover parallel anti-self. So just gonna say briefly, unless somebody else want to know more about. So as we have a creation of what we learned, first we are greater things like this ocean, and then we are kind of our stream of consciousness like a stream of river, right? The first is a greater river, and now the split into the tinier river, and eventually have like a little creek, and then finally kind of a drop from, the somewhere, and that's us. So in order for us going back to the whole, is going back to the next level is the soul. Our soul is consists of 12 of us, and then once 12 of us come together in this side, there's the other side called anti or parallel. It's the same things, which is the unmanifested matter realm. It's almost a kind of replica of us, but they are first. They exist first. It's because it's a blueprint. Very much the same as a argument of egg and chicken, which is the first. No, they exist simultaneously. And in order for that happen, you're going to have a blueprint. So the blueprint is anti or a parallel world. They are the parallel earth, parallel self, parallel soul. It, it's everything mirror because they're the first before the manifestation. So if you're a filmmaker, the negative, yeah, you say negative, right? So that's really the parallel. So once you come together, likely your parallel selves are already together. That's why it's urging you to become this. So almost automatically, when you become 12, it's another 12 is waiting there in a sense. So 24 of you become soul. So the soul, right? And then that come together 12 of the soul come together, and an anti-soul parallel soul come together. The 12 of soul come together and become the avatar, the spirit. So that's how it goes up and eventually become the ocean of the eternal life flow. There's no incarnation, reincarnation, or no birth and things going on. You exist. Um, so that is an anti-self, or a parallel self, parallel earth. Now, the interesting things of the manifestation mechanic in general, okay, this some people argue, but in general, it's the opposite gender. So I don't know, you notice when you dream, you notice you're dreaming, and usually it's for me at least, your gender stay the same. Sometimes I feel like I'm a kind of boy because I'm fighting like a super 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 being, right? I had a lot of those dreams when I was little, but I'm still female usually. But then when I meet in a dream state, my anti-self is male. So the parallel Earth is called Father Earth, and then this side is a mother world, is a mother Earth. So interestingly, the matter is corresponds to female, and an antimatter, like a light, is referred often male, masculine, so father. So the matter, I think I always play with the word matter, mother. That's how I remember. I don't know, that's where it come from, but the matter, or magnetic, anything magnetic, because matter is more magnetic. So it's a female things, and the more the light, like those light, or which is clockwise spin, which is not matter, masculine side. So you see the dominant right hand, and then less dominant left, right? Left is feminine, a female, right is masculine, a male. It's kind of all the similar thing. Right clockwise, left counterclockwise. That's how the gender manifests. Our Merkaba spin, there's a fin that define which direction of Merkaba is more dominant. We become simply female because we have a gender fin that favor counterclockwise, and become female. And if it's not, male. Now, everybody has a Merkaba spin both way, and then I have a Merkaba spin the right way too, but my dominant spin is the feminine, which is counterclockwise. So you could do that energetically, define, which is side of you, and there's the tree pose you can do, and feel which dominant spin you are, with the practice, especially when you're doing a 12D seal, that Maharata sealed, the 12D seal, you will start to be becoming more and more sensitive to those energy spin, and you'll feel the Mother Earth spin, and you'll feel your energy field, which is more dominant. It's really fun things to do. So try that and see how you feel. I often wonder those people who like to switch the gender. That is usually what happening in a gender fin. The Merkaba is start to spinning in a different direction. Anyway, that's different topic. But oh yeah, parallel self. I'm sorry, I may be speaking too much. Is that good for the anti-self, parallel self? Usually the opposite to your gender. And I found myself, it's a limited experience, so I tend to find my anti-self during my dream time. So that's that. With no question, I'm gonna go next. Okay, I don't know what time it is. Just okay, 36. Okay, still okay. We'll see how far could it go. So today I'm going to focus on the I am meditation, and this is very much a first step to expansion of the base. The I am, claiming I am, thus we exist. That is how we came out from the collective to individuated consciousness. We all claim I am. And it is very much of the, to me, the energy of Christ, of where they empower you as individual light, basically the life within claiming individuality. Now, although we are not truly individual, but we are illusion under the individuality, the first we need to claim at least that. The main reason I emphasize this is that that is often our boundary is often being challenged. Not everybody's, but some people are more susceptible or being influenced very easily because of the boundary is not truly there. Once you have a very high level of spiritual immunity, you don't need to claim it because you are already one with all. But in order to get to that level and be able to hold that energy, sustain energy, first we need to make sure our boundary is clear. Okay, does it make sense? So there's a couple of different ways to check the boundary. This is probably the most typical how to say, this is one of them, I'd say. So can somebody come out and say this?
Yeah, I'll come out and say it.
Okay, can you say 3 times?
I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So I really I had a problem with this before, one word, but then I'm totally fine now. It is it's a good test to kind of, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. It is a good test to yourself. When you say it, you feel good. You feel kind of neutralized, or feel powerful, or you feel something wrong, or I don't feel good about saying this out loud. That's really good test, and kind of really look into that, which word and why, and then and then just modify it for time being. There's many different way to describe God, right? Probably other, but I am, you need to be I am. You have to be I am. So this is something that we all need to know. When we say I am, the following word will define. You're going to be weighing that word. So make sure it sounds right to you, means right, and you intent. That is truly your intent, right? And know that if there's a no intent, there's no consent. You cannot have a consent without an intent. It's very important, the spiritual practice. If somebody say, "Oh, you have a contract, this is you agreed," but if there's no intent from your end, there's no consent. It's really very important. Maybe it's not important for some of them, but to me, it's very important information. Also, always 3 times, it will be truth will come out. So to make it authenticate, you want to say 3 times. So it's my like a 2 cents. So let's say out loud, on your personal space. You don't need to. You could, mute it yourself, but I want you to kind of say the 3 times before we start. So I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. Now, when you practice more and more, you start to realize when you truly intend, it's more powerful to say in your mind than say out loud. But when you say out loud, your ally will come and help you. So, all I wanted to say, no matter what, it will have effect. The most important thing is your intention, your positive intention. Okay. So let's see why I have this. Let me just click. Boundary test. Okay. So yeah, kind of. Let's see. Can somebody read this paragraph?
I'll read it again.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. The entire 2 paragraphs.
Just one. This one is fine.
Okay. All right. All right. From within your 12D shield, see, feel, sense, imagine the 3 frequencies of I am God, I am sovereign, I am free, GSF for short, encrypted into your 12D shield, or envision and imagine the GSF threefold flame encrypted into your 12D shield. Or imagine the words, I am God, I am sovereign, I am free, written on the inner screen of your forehead. When approached by entities, use this GSF triad of frequencies to boundary test whether they are resonant with the GSF frequency by either stating, I am God, I am sovereign, I am free, out loud, or just focusing on your GSF encrypted 12D shield. A negative entity will be disarmed or refused access to your nervous system when you are obeying the law of intent and the law of consent.
Yeah, thank you. Great. Somebody else could read the following paragraph.
I'll read it.
Thank you.
Commanding your space at bedtime. Boundary test by pushing the pale silver white light, aurora rainbow current later on, out of heart and expanding shield to fit the room you're in as you picture I am GSF on your body, me. I also picture it written everywhere and on everything in the room after I expand my shield. If you notice things stepping out of the field and then trying to gain entry back around the periphery of your space, you can reinforce your set space firmly by stating, no dark manipulation here. I am God, I am sovereign, I am free. I command this space in the sanctity which is only in service to God in exchange with eternal living consciousness of Christos.
Thank you. So I just wanted to give you a backdrop of that. I think she summarized. Where did I go? Well, wait, you seeing, right? Okay. Okay. It was important for me because I used to have different things coming in. It was very annoying. So those are very good practice. But I think you have to be doing every time because when they come, all I thought of unconditional love that time. Couldn't think anything else. It just, you know. But anyway, it's a good practice, I thought. So we've only 15 minutes. Maybe we might be able to. Oh, it's a crystal river mantra. Okay. I don't know I could do the guided meditation today because it's a limited time. And then I don't want to hurry up and truncate your experience. My intention was today to, once we have a group sealed up, nice and safe, I will try to guide you to see the different parts of self, within this time matrix or else. It's kind of only the one self, the selves needed for you to kind of enrich your life here and ascend together. But I don't think you could do everything in 15 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna learn this sequence today, this one. This will get us to the group sealed up so that we could travel together. And it will be great if you can do on your time. So next time we meet, we could just write to the guided meditation without any interference. Is that good? Because I just want to honor your time because it's a Sunday evening. I don't know if anybody has a 30.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I've got a kind of a 7 hard stop today, so.
Okay. Got it. I'm sorry, I should explain. So this is gonna bring our frequency, and if you can sing along, it's even better.
Could you turn the volume up a little?
Sure, okay. How am I gonna do this? Let me.
There's a speaker function on it. You could raise the volume to the highest level and then hit the speaker, I think, on your computer, maybe.
I just need to optimize.
That's better. That's better.
So it is, and all the song is on the member page, and there's a basically Crystal River, which is a free God source consciousness. So flow with me, or you becoming one with it. Um, the I'm sorry, it's the people who are not liking a film, it's not bode well with it. But the one of the latest Star Wars movie, the late Leia confronted Palpatine. She was like all the way down and almost no life left. And what she seeing all the enemies, was like your ally was being knocking down by enemy ship and looking at it, and she called the source, right? The life source, be with me. He called, please be with me, be with me, be with me, be with me. And that's exactly what kind of reminded me of, you becoming one with the source around you, and you becoming a one with it. And that's basically this song, Eternal Life Flow, and you becoming one with it. So this is a kind of mantra, and it keep you in a high frequency level. And so if you could listen at least once before we meet again, and when we do the guided meditation together to find out more of you out there, will be quite meaningful. And the people who are just being in this group will be able to achieve something, something kind of mystical. It's difficult to do sometime alone. I'll be able to do a little bit easier. So look forward to having many bodies next time also. If you can, please do listen to the recording. You will have the same frequency. All right. Thank you so much for coming in. Love to see you and then feel your energy. So have a good night, everyone. And let's stop the recording here.